B-A-T. It's in the name.
Welcome into the Friday Refresh, brought to you by the Adventures of Ben and Travis and the JoyRider. We're putting our order in for the first shipment of this new kids book today, so go pre-order your copy at benandtravis.com. It is going to be an exhilarating ride with our friend Bradley as we crash through the obstacles of anger and frustration and learn how to drive on with joy when we face difficult times. Go to benandtravis.com and pre-order your copy of the Adventures of Ben and Travis and the JoyRider today. I took a short break from the Friday Refresh during the holidays, but I'm thankful to be back and ready to share some more with you guys every week. I first want to say thank you for another great year in the podcast world and choosing to listen to our content each week. We are so very thankful for each and every one of you for the impact that you are making in the lives of others and the opportunity you give us each week to be a part of your world. Now, on to the Friday Refresh. The year was 1993. Gary was a middle-aged Toronto lawyer working for a very prestigious law firm named Holden Day Wilson that employed over 200 lawyers. He was smart and well-respected. He would help with tours for up-and-coming prospective law students and loved to do a demonstration, or maybe more like a party trick, in the middle of his tour when he reached the 24th floor. Gary Hoy was a fan of architecture and was amazed at what the building materials had become through the years, so he would take off running and he would throw himself full speed and full weight at the window that stretched from ceiling to floor. The glass would hold, he would bounce off as the students would gasp, and he would turn to them and smile and gesture to the window and say, "These windows are unbreakable." And through the years, he would prove they were indeed unbreakable. On July the 9th, 1993, he brought his tour through the facility, and when they arrived at the 24th floor, he did what he had always done. He took off running, and with his whole 160 pounds, he slammed into the window. As always, it held. People gasped. Some cheered. So, being further encouraged by the cheers, he decided to do it a second time to a bigger response. He ran, he launched, and once again, the glass held. It was unbreakable. But the frame holding the glass was not. The whole thing gave way in that moment, and the whole piece of glass, its frame and Gary Hoy, fell from the 24th floor to the shock and horror of everyone watching. The glass didn't even break upon contact with the ground, but Gary Hoy did not survive the fall. People assumed Gary was unintelligent or drunk. He was far from either of those things. He was brilliant, he was charming, he was successful, but he was unfortunately testing the integrity of the wrong thing. His repeated crash into the window wasn't testing the window itself. It was impacting the frame and the seal around the window. The frame was designed to hold glass under normal use and not against a 160-pound sledgehammer of a body over and over again. Every hit against that window was slowly weakening the seal, loosening the frame, creating tiny fractures in a system that would one day give way to devastating results. We look at that tragedy as senseless and stupid, but we are often guilty of the same things with our character and our spiritual lives. We throw ourselves against the windows of questionable choices to prove to people that nothing can happen. It will be okay. I've done this before and never gotten caught. I've tried this in the past and it didn't hurt anyone. I've went down this path and it always works out. And maybe the window never breaks. Maybe you are never caught or you never face consequences at school or in relationships, but the seal is breaking. The thing holding it all together is getting less and less stable. And the thing that is most important is slowly becoming weaker and weaker. Your heart, your connection with God, your character, they are cracking, and one day they can and will fail. And it won't just impact you. Over the next few years, the firm would lose 30 partners, would be the talk of tabloids, and would eventually get in financial trouble because people couldn't trust a firm whose star was killed doing a party trick, and it had to close its doors. Every action has a consequence. You may not see it in the moment, but little compromises here and there lead to devastating results in the end for you and often for the people around you. Quit crashing the window with questionable choices. As the wise man said thousands of years ago, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. And that is your Friday refresh.